Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast with host Kat Ward. Welcome to Paranormal Heart Podcast, paranormal talk with heart and soul. Tonight's segment is streaming live on United Public Radio Network 107.7 New Orleans, 105.3 the Gulf Coast, YouTube, Spotify, and any place you find your favorite podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you haven't grabbed your tickets yet for the second annual Gatineau, Ottawa Sasquatch Conference in Canada on August 15th and 16th, now is the time. Tickets are limited and selling fast. And after an incredible first year, this event has grown tremendously and promises an even bigger and better experience in 2026. Featured speakers include Kevin Tracy, Peter Smith, Ron Crypto Guru Murphy, Christine Burns, Derek Martin, Tina and Lindsay Cote, Sunbow, True Brother, Ken Gerhardt, and many more, including yours truly. I'll be having a vendor's table there. So whether you're passionate about Sasquatch research, cryptids, the paranormal, or simply connecting with like-minded people, this is an event you won't want to miss. Visit the link in the show notes to secure your tickets today, and I look forward to seeing you there. So my next guest is Dennis Ryckman. Dennis has had a lifelong fascination with the unexplained, including magic, UFO, spirits, cryptozoology, and especially Sasquatch. After capturing a remarkable experience on camera while hiking in southern Ontario for his YouTube channel, Random Adventures, he was inspired to create a dedicated Sasquatch channel. Today, Dennis shares his own experiences as an enthusiast and field documentarian while exploring and discussing Sasquatch sighting reports from across southern Ontario. So please help me welcome Dennis Ryckman, the man, the myth, the legend. How are you?
I'm good. I heard you mention Peter Smith and Christine Burns are at the event. I know those guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I met them last year at the first annual event, and so many great people there. I mean, I met amazing speakers and vendors, and everybody was so warm and welcoming because I'm going to admit I was a little nervous going there. But no, everybody was just like, hey, like typical Canadians, And then this year we're going to be having some people from the States too. So that's going to be... You
said Ken Gerhardt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And his fiance, Anne Celine, she'll be there as well. She usually does a talk with Ron Murphy. I almost said Moorhead. She does a talk with Ron Murphy, who's also known as the Crypto Guru. He's very knowledgeable too. So yeah, it's grown so much in 1 year, and too bad you won't be able to go this year.
Yeah, it's too far for me to travel with the old man bones, osteoarthritis. Doesn't let me stay upright that long.
Yep, I hear ya. Good grief. I don't see anyone in the chat yet. I'm wondering if I'm having, because there's usually people here. So I'm going to say right now, I can't see who's in the chat. I apologize. There seems to be technical difficulties again. I just want to say hello to everyone who might be there and have questions to ask later. I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see who is in the chat. And this is really, really weird. Add destination. No. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why. So I apologize for that. So Dennis, what was the experience you captured on camera that inspired you to start a Sasquatch-focused channel?
Well, I was hiking. I had seen that there was a Sasquatch report near my home in St. Thomas on what's called the Elgin Trail. I figured, I'll go check it out. I'll go hiking and I'll shoot a Random Adventures video. And I found an eagle's nest at the top of a cliff where the trail is, and it looks down into the valley where the river valley there. It's Kettle Creek. And I wanted to zoom in closer to the eagle, so I used my phone and had a better zoom on it than the camera I was using at the time. And I was filming that, and then down the cliff to my left, I heard, yeah, it was loud enough for me to hear. I caught it on camera. The weird thing is, any other normal person or would take the camera and go, "What the?"
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I didn't. I kept it on the eagle. I just stood there staring at the eagle. I did feel a little confused. I wasn't scared. Yeah, so I backed away and then decided I'm just going to keep hiking and kept going. And for the rest of the hike, because I was filming, I probably forgot about it. But until I got to the car and realized, oh, I think I got that on camera. I'll check it when I get home. And when I got home, I had it on camera and you could hear it quite clearly.
Nice. So looking back, was there a moment during that encounter when you realized something unusual was happening? Or did you just think at the time that just normal forest sounds?
I noticed right away that I was feeling confused. I don't remember any forest sounds. The eagle wasn't acting weird. It was in its nest, just hanging out, I guess, sitting on an egg or something. But I acknowledged the confusion right away. And even when I backed away, like I just backed up, I didn't turn and walk away from the cliff. I kept the camera on the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, did I get zapped or did that just freak me out or what? I can't say, but I did experience confusion. I wasn't scared. I wasn't shaking or anything. It was just, I don't know what to do now.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
Yeah. So did that experience change your perspective on Sasquatch?
No, I already bought into it ever since I was a kid, or at least I hoped it was real.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they're out there and there's something that needs to be explained. I've just seen too much evidence.
Well, look, a little while back, I think within 24 hours in southern Ontario, there were 3 Bigfoot sightings.
Oh, well, recently, 4 or 5 weeks ago in Chatham, Kent. Just
Yes.
That's it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. There were in areas I'm familiar with, and my supposition on that is that they're moving out of their winter positions, whatever that is. I think in the harsher months they have a place where they can go where they know there's some food, some shelter, and then they spread out in the better weather. So right at that time is when the smelt run and some early spawning was going on. So I think they were moving to the larger rivers and the bigger lakes, looking for these fish. And then a friend of mine, Dave from Squatch Walking, it's another YouTube channel. We decided to go out and check out the Chatham Kent stuff. However, we didn't want to go where they were because we knew there was going to be tons of people there. It was reported on CTV News, and I think it was Bigfoot Society covered it. And so we figured if we go there, it's just there's going to be other people and they're not going to be around. So we found a spot that I'd had some experience with previously, south of those sightings. And we went there and checked it out. We went quite early. We got there at 8:30 in the morning, and it was like 5 degrees. It was cold, but it was sunny and windy. And the night before it had poured. We'd had 3 or 4 days of rain in a row. We found a little side creek that's kind of hard to get to with running water, and it was a steep ravine. We got down to it, and we found a few dozen bare footprints, not bare, like naked, no shoes.
Yeah.
And there we saw 3 different sizes, but they were all smaller. I think the biggest one was 14 that Dave measured. I typically don't measure. I'm too busy videoing stuff.
Mhm.
But who goes out before 8:30 in the morning to a difficult to access ravine
Yeah.
and walk around in the mud on the side of a creek in your bare feet? 3 of you, because there were 3 different sizes. And that creek emptied into the bigger river, and we went down that river, and there's every once in a while some sandy beaches along the river, footprints. So if it was a person, they were out super early in the morning, 5 degrees, and walking barefoot through all the bracken, and like it wasn't a path. There was no path here, no trail. So they'd be stepping on rocks and sticks and bracken and taking their shoes off. But yeah, there's a couple of dozen footprints that we found just along those beaches. And our guess is they're down there looking for fish or frogs or whatever else is in the river there. So I documented all that, got some 3D photogrammetry, and got it in the video, and that's on my channel right now. You can see that if you want to head to that and have a look. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, even if it was a person, why, like 5 degrees Celsius is pretty chilly. So they wouldn't be out barefoot, like you said, at 8 in the morning, unless they're looking for their shoes.
Good point. And like I said, it had poured the night before.
Yeah.
So whoever that was had to have been there very early morning before we got there, because these prints were not degraded at all. They were washed out by rain or higher water. There were tons of raccoon tracks. There was deer tracks there as well, all quite fresh along with these.
An animal highway.
Yeah. We were thinking as we approached, we weren't quiet. We were, talking, and Dave was doing some rock clacks. I wonder if we spooked them when we were approaching. If they had come up the river and into this ravine, and then they heard us and took off further up the ravine.
Sorry, I was listening. I was just trying to figure out how I could fix for the chat, but I apologize for that. I thought I had it, but I didn't. What size are the footprints?
Oh, the 3 different sizes. There was the smallest one was about my size of foot, and I wear a 13 shoe, so it was about like that.
Yeah.
Slightly larger, and then one slightly larger again, but most of them were the 2 smaller ones. But even the largest one wasn't 18 inches or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. How deep were the prints?
Oh, it varied. 3 or 4 inches, and it was semi-packed sand on the side of the creek.
Mm-hmm.
I call them beaches, but it wasn't loose sand. Okay. It was damp sand. Mm-hmm. Lots of toe prints. You could easily see them, and the sand coming up between the toes. And
I love that feeling.
Yeah, it in the moment, you don't believe it. You just keep going.
Yeah. When you first shared the footage, what was the reaction from people?
I had a lot of people saying, wow, great find. I haven't had anybody say, it's just some kids out there, which I don't know, could have been, but
oh yeah,
3 completely crazy kids. This creek that we first saw them in the ravine, it's not big enough to have any fish in. Mm-hmm. We did find a it was either deer or coyote, but it was a femur bone. When we came back up that way, we went through there again to see if anything else was going on.
Mhm.
There was a bone there, so I don't know if they caught something and ate it or if that was already there. But yeah, that was only the one bone, and we couldn't identify what it was from. But it was long enough that it would have been half the leg of a small deer or a coyote, something that size.
Yeah. Have you been back to that location?
No, not yet. I
Plan
want
on it?
for two reasons. That little ravine was prime location for gold panning. Tons of black sand and great.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to do that too, but I want to go back and check what's going down with if there's any more footprints or see what's changed in the situation there.
Southern Ontario isn't always the first place people think of when discussing Sasquatch. So what makes the region unique?
A lot of rivers, creeks. We got the Thames River, so it's a fairly large river, and it goes from, geez, where does it start? Probably up north and east. So like north of Woodstock, closer to Kitchener, it starts there and goes all the way to Lake St. Clair. Lots of tributaries going into it. Southwestern Ontario is largely forested farmland. If you look at a map of the region, you'll see that all the farm fields are bisected by forests, and all these forests are connected, or at least they're pretty close to each other.
Mhm.
So I mean, there's hidden travel ways. You can go from Lake Erie up to Lake Huron without being seen. And if you're going at night, forget it. Nobody's going to see you.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the farmland. There's deer all over the place. There's not much other competition. There have been some sightings of cougars and some black bear sightings, but few and far between.
Mhm.
So there's really, other than coyotes and maybe the occasional red wolf.
Really?
Yeah, eastern red wolves. There's been some talk of them coming down here. Normally they're further north and further northeast. I haven't seen any myself, but I have seen coyotes all over the place. So they're the main predator. So there's not a whole lot of competition for the food, and because of the amount of rivers, and most of the rivers are forested, they're easy to get to. And if Sasquatch travels up and down the water highways, then there's lots of places to go in southwestern Ontario.
Any place in particular in southwestern Ontario that seem to produce more reports than others? Or are they pretty much the same?
No, well, that was kind of my thing with the channel when I started out, was finding reports in southwestern Ontario.
Mhm.
Then I'd go there and check it out, and in the middle of the video, relate the report that accompanied it.
Mhm.
There's a number of reports from out Windsor Way, south of there, Leamington. There's 3 reports here just outside of St. Thomas. 4 actually. One's closer to Elmer.
Mhm.
Plus my couple of experiences, which I don't tend to include in those reports because I haven't officially reported them other than documenting on my channel.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a fair bit. That Chatham-Kent stuff. There's a region north just off of Lake Huron. It's the Ausable River. It's the Ausable River Basin, and it's quite large. It goes from all the way almost up to Wyerton and then down to like Sarnia. That's a large area. And then
Wow.
there's a lot of rivers in that river basin and a lot of remote area. There's not towns. It's like no real cities up there. They're all small cities or small towns. And that's an area that I like to go to. Lots of reports from that area. And I think that's one of the, there's some river valleys there that I think are the hunker down areas for, I don't know, family or a clan or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those are the ones that were heading south and got seen with those recent sightings.
Yeah, I remember Sabine messaged me and told me about that. I'm like, yeah, I know. I've been hearing about that. It's wild, all the sightings. Do you think people are just wanting to report sightings more often now, or are we actually seeing more?
I think people are more inclined to report them officially now.
Yeah.
Because that mechanism is more well known than it used to be. A little more socially acceptable. So maybe those fringe folks who wouldn't have otherwise are, you know, reporting it through a friend or something. Yeah. As far as being more of them, I think it was that flap of sightings in Chatham, Kent, I think was luck, because we just got in that period, a stretch of almost a week where we had good weather. Otherwise, it's been raining since February. And it happened to happen at the same time as the spawning and smelt run and all that. So good weather equals people.
Yep.
Smelt run and spawning equals predators heading to the river to grab them and eat them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was just a crossing of two metrics that created those encounters.
Being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So do you think eyewitness accounts from Ontario and from Western Canada differ, or are they pretty much the same? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I haven't really thought about that. I just to make the assumption they're all the same across the whole. I've heard that encounters out west and more in the mountains tend to be a little more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, I to be honest, I haven't really thought about that.
I just assume in Canada they're all the same. I mean, you hear in the States, obviously you hear a lot more encounters in the States, but it depends on what part of the country you're from. It's some of them seem to be friendly and others not so friendly. So I don't know if it depends on where they're from or.
Yeah. How were they brought up? Who were their parents?
Yeah.
What kind of mood are they in today?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like any animal. You get a cat or a dog that's in a bad mood one day, and
oh yeah.
So yeah, I think personalities vary, and that their situations will direct kind of how they behave socially. Mm-hmm. Plus, in the U.S., there's the dynamic of going out and being in the wilderness is different than it is here. Provincial provinces, national parks, all that are pretty heavily government controlled. And unless they say, yes, this is a camping area, this is how much it costs, you can't go out there and camp. Otherwise, you're just hiking and you're not allowed off the trails. And whereas in the States, public land is public land and it's much less restricted. It's not very often that you'll get something that says, hey, no, you can't camp here. Don't go in there.
Yeah.
public land there, you can pretty much go where you want and camp. So it's a different dynamic, except for maybe crown land here, which you're allowed to. There's still some rules and regulations, but I mean, you can get on and wander around all you want.
Be respectful to the land.
Yeah, I think you can camp there for, is it 20 days or something? I thought it was 2 weeks, and then you have to move on. You can't stay there longer than that.
Yeah, because you might be considered a squatter in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why whenever I see all these stealth campers like in the States, I can't understand how they can just up and camp anywhere because of the mentality we have here in Canada that you have specific places that you have to go to. So I'm always like, aren't they going to get caught and get in trouble?
Britain's like that too. They've got all these hiking trails, but they have statutes in place where even though the trail goes across private property, the hikers have the right to use the trail. So if you see any hiking videos from Britain, they're like doing these going through cow-proof gates into farmers' fields and walking with the livestock, and then going through small towns, and you walk through an alley between two houses, and that's where the path is. It goes out into the field. That's a whole different dynamic too.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think they're more strict on where you can camp, but as far as hiking and accessing trails, even though it's on privately owned land, they're allowed access to it for the purpose of hiking.
And there's some places like in Scotland and England that, excuse me, that if you're out hiking and you see this little shack, you're allowed to go in, spend the night if you need to, and it's perfectly fine. Just keep it clean, like the way you found it. Leave it that way.
Yeah,
that to me blows my mind too.
County they're in, or
I
forget what they call it. Bothy? Do they call
it?
Bothy?
Yes, a Bothy. Yes.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Pretty wild. So tell us about your encounters.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you about some cool ones. And this
please.
is how I know Peter Smith and Christine. I had gone on some expeditions with them through Ontario Sasquatch, and let's go over this was that there was a person who had contacted Peter and to report activity on his property, and he had a family hunting camp up there with a couple of cabins and lots of property, tons of forest. And this is up on the way to Sudbury, not quite that far, still a couple 100K south of Sudbury, but it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like one road to get there.
Oh, wow.
We had, let's see, the first night we did a lot of playing music and making noise, just letting ourselves be known. We had recorders out. And we had night vision and all that kind of stuff. We had a tree pushed over, maybe 200 meters south of us off of a railway line. This was in the middle of the night. We were not going down there in the middle of the night with something pushing over trees because there was no wind. It was dead silent.
Yeah.
Crack, boom, boom. And I got that on camera too.
Nice.
So that's the channel. When we checked it out the next morning, it was a tree that split like that.
Yeah.
One was pushed out onto the rocks by the railway, and the other one was the other direction in the forest. Now, it was a dead tree, but two sides of the dead tree going at the same time. If that was the case, then one would have hit the other and knocked them, but they were like completely opposite directions. They were, I don't know, 7 or 8 feet up is where they were broken. So that was really cool, catching that on audio and video.
Yeah.
We'd had some gifting stations, and one was just inside the forest. So we went and checked that out, and there was watermelon and pumpkin and stuff there. Nothing had touched the pumpkin, but the watermelon had been eaten. And then this horrible smell wafted up. It smelled like rotting vegetation. Like, it was horrible. And we had a native fellow with us. He's an elder from one of the tribes in that area. And he said, "They're here. We better go." Oh, geez. Okay. Turn around. We walk out of there, walk out of the forest. And the entrance at that point, there was 4x4 trail that they used for hunting. Right beside that was a 7-foot tall board on posts that they used for target practice. So they'd shoot from up the cabin down to there, and there was no target on it this time. As we're coming out of there, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. I have never had that before except for that one time. And I just figured, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other guys from Chris from Hastings County, Sasquatch, he was there as well. He had his night vision recorder going on. The fellow in front of me had a flashlight, and Peter was behind me. He had a flashlight. I didn't have one. So you see first flashlight, second flashlight, 2 lights above the target. And when you zoom in, we went back at it. Now, neither of us saw this until we were editing the video footage. But if you zoom in, it looks like 2 eyes shining.
Oh.
There and then gone. So, I mean, if the one guy was right and they were there, they were right within 10 feet of us, watching us walk out of there, peeking over and the owner of this property and his family have had experiences where they've seen them peeking up over that target.
Oh.
Target is a flattened area. There's a bunch of trees and stuff, but you can get in there easy enough. The next day, that path that goes in and out right beside that target is a 4-inch tree down across the path. There was no wind. That was the next day. We were going back there and, do you remember that tree being down yesterday? No, we walked through here. We didn't step over or trip over a tree. So that was pretty freaky. The second expedition we did there, we went back and did another one. That one was in the spring. I think the other one's in the fall. At one point, it started raining. And this cabin had a kind of a carport on the north side, and then a covered porch on the south side. And half of us went there, and the other half went to the carport. Chris from Hastings County being one of them. He was in a wheelchair at the time, as he had some nerve damage done in his back. He's up and walking again now, but at the time,
good for him.
Yeah, it was hard work for him. But he had his night camera again, and he also had access to a thermal. And he was shouting around the side of the house, "Hey, I got something here." And he was recording eye shine in the bushes. And it was just there, sitting there. And it was like one eye shining. And then it would move over a little bit and then down a little bit. So we got all that on video. That's on the channel too. And while he was filming that, he called for the thermal. So Peter brought the thermal down to him, and he started getting that. And you could see a darker image in behind the trees. There was so the cabin, driveway, which was on a hill coming down like that. There was a row of bushes and another walkway, and then the tree line. The other side of that was a small glade that had a big swamp in it. So while he was recording with the thermal, this thing, and it was shifting, you can see that on the thermal. somebody walked down the hill on the path between the trees and the bushes that are beside. It just went. We are all
just walking.
Yeah. There were three of them in the carport. The rest of us were up on the covered porch, and this thing just walked by, and we got it on the thermal. It wasn't any of us, and there was nobody else there.
Yeah.
This, like I said, out in the middle of nowhere. We did at first think, oh, that looks like it's wearing clothes. And then we realized it was on the other side of the bushes. So what we thought were clothes were the leaves blocking as it moved.
Yeah.
We came back again the following spring, and Peter brought a bunch of surveying equipment. So we recreated it. Chris got back in the same position where he was with the camera and lined it up with the video.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed me how to use the surveying stuff, but I didn't catch on to it. But he put a very large measuring stick in front of the trees and lined
Smart.
up with the surveying scope and matched the scene to what the video was.
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes were at 8'4" was the measurement.
Yeah.
Now that path and then the trees behind the trees was a little higher. It might have been a foot higher or something slightly less than that. So we're looking over 7 feet tall that these eyes were at, recreating it from the video with the surveying equipment. That was, yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can't prove what it is. It didn't walk up, nobody saw it, and out there to see it.
Yeah.
But something big walked through there. And it didn't look like a tall, skinny person with a neck and a regular head. It was more like a bulky blob that walked through there. Mm-hmm. And it was moving pretty fast. We got lots of calls in the night from our recorders on audio. Knocks, tons of knocks. That place is really active. And on the last night that we were there, we had rocks thrown at us. We were around the fire. Yeah. The fire's on bedrock, and then out from the bedrock is like mossy duff, and then the trees to the south. And the rocks were, you'd hear them come through the trees, like crash through the leaves, and then thump, thump, thump. It sounded exactly like rocks landing on moss. Mm-hmm. We're all like, did you hear that? Yeah, okay. The third one was a lot closer. That one kind of freaked me out. That's the first time I've been nervous or scared.
Yeah.
Because something's chucking rocks at us.
How big are the rocks?
Well, let me show you one.
Oh, you kept one. Awesome.
We went back the next day before we left. That was the Sunday. So we were leaving and we went to check it out. And like you'd expect with a mossy area, any rocks that were there in place have moss growing over them. So we were looking at rocks that were sitting on top in the area where we heard it from. And this is one that I found.
Okay, yeah.
Sitting on top of the moss between me and where the tree leaves sounds were coming from. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I can't say 100%, but I believe this is one of them. I didn't find any other ones, and we heard 3. Mm-hmm. But this was the one where I thought it was, being the closest one that freaked me out.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
It's not a little pebble, but it's not a boulder either. So it's just kind of like just trying to warn you, like, yeah, it fits in your palm.
It would hurt if somebody.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And it never ceases to amaze me whenever I hear about rocks thrown at people, how accurate the throw is.
Yeah.
I mean, get them to play baseball professionally or something. It's like, man,
Yeah. Yeah. They seem to be good at it.
yeah,
They were playing with us.
definitely,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that the year before when the tree was pushed down, I think we pissed one of them off because we were hiking down there and getting into areas that maybe we shouldn't have gone.
Hmm.
Um, they were letting us know.
Yeah. Yeah, from other encounters that I've heard, that there's signs that yes, they're there watching you and they don't want you there. And if you don't listen, then the signs get a little bit more aggressive, like bigger rocks, for
Yeah.
example. But at least most of the time they seem to give you a warning.
The owner had a pretty good idea of where he thought they bedded down, where
Mhm.
they were, what was their area. So we were flying drones over that. And I'm sure they didn't like that either.
Oh, probably not.
It didn't catch any on a drone flight, but yeah, it was a swampy area that was had a thick pine forest on the southern edge of it.
Mhm.
And if they walk along the swamp, they can come up on the railroad tracks. The other side of that swamp is the forest that leads up to the south end of the owner's property. So that's where he thinks they are. And he thinks there's three of them. He's seen them peeking in the windows of his cabin, which it was him and his son, and it freaked them out.
I would imagine.
Oh, no. Because he was hunched down looking into the window for underneath the eaves.
Hmm.
The window's 8 feet off the ground.
And he's hunkered down looking.
Yeah. And they've had the cabin smacked. They've had something underneath the cabin. It's an open bottom.
Mm.
So underneath they're banging on the floorboards.
Oh.
They've been out hunting and have had bluff charges.
Yep.
And have had to turn around and, let's not provoke them. They don't want us here at the moment. So, he's had a lot of experiences and continues to this day.
Yeah, anything that can, I've said for a while, anything that can rip your head off and spit down your neck. If you're getting these subtle encounters telling you that we know you're here and we don't want you here, you should listen.
Yeah. Well, at least they're considerate enough to give you the warning before they go full Hollywood and run in and bite your head off.
Yeah, right? Wow. Why do you think people are still so fascinated with Bigfoot this day? Because to me, Bigfoot is the king of all the cryptids.
Yeah. Well, I think they're fascinated because it's unknown still.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we all love horror movies and monster stories and to varying degrees of mysterious.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the interest, once you get a little bit interested and you start digging into information, I think for me at least, the interesting thing that keeps my interest going is how many places the myths occur around the world. Like in South America, they've got Mapinguari. Central America, they've got Sisamite. Skunk ape. They've got Sasquatch here and Wendigo in the Quebec area. Whether that's a Sasquatch or not, I don't know. You got the hairy man for the Inuit in Alaska. In Russia, you've got Almaste, Yowie in Australia, Yeren in China. But even in like Scandinavia, their lore around trolls,
Mm,
Sasquatch,
I never
green,
even thought of that.
and then the Bible references for the was it the story of Gilgamesh, and one of his friends was a giant, a hairy giant
Mm,
from the mountains. The stories from Kandahar in
yeah,
the wars there about the Kandahar giants.
yeah,
Apparently, they wiped out several squads before one was taken down. This is worldwide,
yep,
and it's different interpretations and mythologies around each different creature, but they're all described pretty much the same.
yep.
So that's of very big interest to me. And the whole land bridge theory, where it was frozen over and the water was lower, so all those the islands and the Aleutians there were connected. And as people migrated, so did a whole bunch of other animals,
Yeah.
including I don't know if it's the oh shoot, I forgot what the name of it is. They say it was kind of a relative of an orangutan, and it's the predecessor to the Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Forgot its
I
name.
can't remember what it's called either.
But yeah, stuff migrated over. It's known. It happened because, and even other than that, the early Inuit tribes, northern tribes, were walking across ice packs all over the polar region,
Mm-hmm.
and that group of people is all around the top of the entire planet. They're all the way around. So yeah, it's a worldwide phenomena that hasn't been explained. It's only glimpses and left behind circumstantial evidence and old stories and tales. But too many people have seen them and had encounters.
For many, many years. Yeah. Before AI was a thing, or you could manipulate a picture
Yeah,
easily. Yeah.
absolutely. And footprints.
Mm-hmm.
How do you explain that? Oh, well, they're faked. Thousands upon thousands of footprints around the world faked.
Yep.
And as Dr. Bindernagel and Grover Krantz and recently Dr. Meldrum have all proven morphologically that these are viable footprints. These are made by something that, and the way, especially Dr. Meldrum described, this foot is designed in a way to carry something of that weight and move in its terrain that it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of irreproachable as far as arguing, right? I mean, a foot morphology expert, and I forget what Dr. Krantz's specialty was, but it was something to do with humans and apes. I mean, these two guys who were experts in their field said, no, this is fact. And they risked their, I heard a quote yesterday from Dr. Krantz saying his university supported his Sasquatch research by not firing him. They didn't give any money. They didn't give any. They let him keep his job, even though he was doing it.
Getting back to the footprints. I mean, when you see large footprints, and depending on what the terrain is like, how deep they are, it's not going to be a regular human making those imprints, because you can tell right away how heavy the creature would be.
Yeah. I'm 230 pounds. And in my shoes, walking on that sand where we
Mm-hmm.
found smaller prints, I couldn't make as deep a print, which you can see in my video as well, because not only are you seeing their prints, you're seeing the ones that we've left behind with our shoes. They're not as deep. And yeah, and especially in the type of ground, because a lot of this is in a harder, more firm ground. You know, if you put 600 pounds on 1 foot, it's going to sink down. But if you put my 230 on there, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. I just lost my train of thought.
Plus, there's the trackways. And when you get a trackway, forget how long ago, but it was in the last few months, Cliff Barrickman found a trackway of, I don't know, 30, maybe 40 prints. And they were, some of them were good enough to see that the positions, like the toes were moving. So in one footprint, the toe was bent over this way. And in the next footprint of that same foot, the toes were slightly different. So either somebody's faking with a 600-pound silicone rubber foot, or this is a living thing that its digits move and they're in not the exact same position every time it steps, which is like us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw my first cast footprint last year at the Gatineau Sasquatch conference. I think it was Christine that showed it to me. I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but I was totally in awe. Like, it's huge, and I was looking how thick the cast was as well. And I got a picture of it, and like, do you want to hold it? And I was terrified. I did not want to drop it. So after the photo was taken with us, I just said, "Here, quickly take it back so I don't drop it."
Was that the Strathcona print from Dr. Bindernagel?
I can't remember which one it was.
Because Peter has a copy of the original.
Okay, yeah.
And he makes copies of that copy as gifts for people he works with.
That's awesome.
Now, the original, when Dr. Bindernagel and his wife found it, they didn't have any casting material. So they were in Strathcona Park. They shot back to their car or wherever they had the material, came back. Somebody had stepped in the middle of it.
Oh, no.
The original cast, big cast, with a boot in the middle of it.
Oh.
But, to maintain the originality of that, when Peter makes copies, he smoothed over the boot print.
Yeah.
So it's, it's still a really cool thing, but
yeah,
it honors the originality of the. And as a matter of fact,
what a cool gift to have, though, eh?
He gifted one to me.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And this is, normally this smooth part here, you can kind of see the outline of where the shoe print would have been.
Okay,
so
yeah.
A jogger or something stepped in it and didn't see it. But yeah, he did these for us. I think it was after the second expedition. And yeah, it's got documentation on the back where Dr. Bindernagel holding the original.
Does it have 6 toes, or does it just have a
6.
piece of
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 5.
5, and just a little piece of clay?
Yeah, this is all squished out, but there's the little.
Yeah.
They're huge. I mean, this thing's 18 inches, I think.
Yeah, like, people don't have feet like that. And if they do, there's not very many of them.
3D scanned it and made little 3D prints of them.
Oh, that's so cute. I mean, I wonder what Andre the Giant's foot size was.
Oh, I bet it looked like that.
Probably, yeah. Because he was, man.
Oh, he was 7 foot something, wasn't he? He was huge.
So. Oh, yeah, he was massive. I just got to quickly look that up. Andre the Giant. He is dubbed the 8th wonder of the world. How tall was he? Height. Oop. Height. Here we go. Apparently he has a daughter. 7'1".
Yeah.
Wait. Under the giant's height profession. 7'4". Sorry.
Wow, even more.
Yeah. But his actual barefoot height is widely believed to have been closer to 6'11" to 7'1". Wow.
And ironically, do you remember the TV show $6 Million Man?
Oh, yes.
He played the robot Sasquatch.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
There's a blast for my 8-year-old life.
I know, right? Yeah, I remember when my kids were smaller, showing them, like telling them about $6 Million Man, Jamie Summers, what was it, Bionic Woman, Yeah. So I went on YouTube and I found a clip from $6 Million Man with Sasquatch and showed the kids, and it's just because I'm like, oh, this is the best show, and I'm just like, wow, that was bad.
Yeah.
But I still loved watching it. I mean, the nostalgia, I mean, loved it.
Yeah, the acting wasn't great.
No. No. So if Sasquatch were proven real tomorrow, what question would you want answered first?
Are they a branch of human or are they a branch of ape? I mean, they're obviously one or the other. If they're not aliens or interdimensional beings, I don't discount that possibility, but I just don't think of it or follow it one mystery at a time. Let's find one and talk to him and see what he says, and then we'll worry about what planet he's from or dimension.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first thing I'd want to know is the genealogy, is because that's the first modern big debate about Sasquatch is, are they a branch off of, one of the couple of dozen human species that were kicking around, and in the last 30 years, 4 more have been discovered, like Denisovan and all that kind of thing. So I think that's the first thing I'd want to find out.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, there's so many people that want to know, and not hurt them. That we just want to know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure somebody wants to hurt them, but
there's always someone like that.
Did you see that that YouTube video of the guy who shot 2 of them?
No, I don't think so.
States. I forget his name.
How long ago was it?
Oh, this is 15 years ago.
Okay.
When he did it, but it's been all over the place. Mountain Beast Mysteries has covered it, and a number of Small Town Monsters has covered it. So there's been lots of coverage of it, but yeah, I couldn't do that. I shot a bird once with a BB gun.
Oh no!
I've regretted every day still to now.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't kill it. I winged it and it flew away. I felt so bad. So, I don't even kill spiders now.
Oh, yeah. I usually get my daughter or my husband to take the spiders out of the house. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I'll save them. I'll throw them outside.
Yeah. So we are at the end. So could you tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel and where people can find you?
Yeah, YouTube channel is Upper Canada Sasquatch. It's mostly visiting sighting locations, hiking around them, showing you the area, and then relating the story. I've been doing less and less of that kind of thing now because of the arthritis issues.
Yeah, but, I hear you.
I've got Facebook and Instagram. Those are Upper Canada Sasquatch as well. Facebook mainly, it supports 360 pictures. So I'll put my 360 pictures there. On YouTube supports 360 video. So if you've got goggles or you want to scroll around on your phone, you can look at the whole area in real time in 360.
That's neat.
I put my stereogram pictures on there as well, and drone stuff. I used to put all of my drone stuff on there.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody watches a drone flight. But yeah, that's all my social media stuff.
And as the audience know, the links will be in the show notes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dennis. I really appreciate your time and having this amazing conversation. I look forward to having you on again if you're willing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It went so fast.
I know, an hour goes by fast. It's just like, holy cow.
Yeah, anytime. You give me a shout. I'll come back.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You take care.
You too.
So a huge thank you to my special guest, Dennis Ryckman, and to you, my wonderful haunted hearts, for tuning in. I also want to thank UPRN 107.7 New Orleans, 105.3 the Gulf Coast for carrying the show. And if you enjoyed tonight's episode, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. It truly does mean the world to me, and it helps people find the show even faster. And if you'd like to be on the show, have guest or topic ideas, or just want to say, hey, Kat, what's going on up in the Ottawa Valley? Drop me an email at paranormalheart13@gmail.com. I'd also love to hear, what country are you listening to right now? So until we meet again, take care of yourselves and each other. Much love to you all.